7 tomorrow night.
I
So
like the West River guy. He's my go-to for weather. I think he predicts it the best, better than Noah. Although somehow he reads Noah. I don't know.
Are we
Yeah.
still waiting for Amy?
I think so.
is she's not there with you yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm not in Vermont, so I'm calling in.
Are you far away also?
I am far away.
Is it
How
the middle?
far
Where are you? On the other side of the world?
No, I'm not on the other side of the world. But I am. I'm actually. I have a couple of business meetings in Florida. So
Very nice.
yeah, but it's raining here. It's raining here, so nobody get too excited. It's raining.
It's warm. It's warm enough to rain.
Yeah. I know. I get it. I understand. I'm not complaining, but I just wanted everybody to know it's raining. Where are you, Randy?
I'm just outside Chicago.
Ah, that's not warm. I went to school in Chicago.
It's freezing.
It is really cold. Are you by the lake?
No, I'm
That's
inland.
good. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, all right. Do you want to get started, Dean, even though Amy's not here yet?
Yeah, we can get started.
And just let us know if she comes in, just since we can't see you. So Meredith and I know who's there. Okay. Oh, and I need to start recording, right? Let me just
I was just about to say we should wait till we're live.
Yeah.
Do you want me to shoot Amy an email or just a reminder?
She's probably just running late, I would think. But
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get started.
We'll just get started.
Okay, here you
Just let me
go.
know when we're live and I'll call us to order. I can't see the screen very well.
Okay.
I see somebody.
Yep, it just started.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right, you're all set, Dean.
Perfect. I'll call us to order at 5:32. It looks like we might have one member of the public comment. I'll open it up.
Yeah, it's actually Keegan who is with GNAT. So GNAT is live streaming the meeting.
Oh, okay.
He's for all of our budget meetings. So we
Gotcha.
welcome Keegan and are glad that he's doing this for us.
Technically, Keegan is a member of the public, so he is
we're not
entitled to speak.
Winhall's not used to just having guests, so
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So first order of business is to elect a vice chair. And I would like to nominate Meredith.
Thanks. Do I second my own nomination?
Yes.
You have to.
Then
a little
I
unorthodox,
second.
but
I'm doing it.
any
Second.
discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. We have minutes to approve from November 18th. I looked over these today. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Meredith, did you see anything that we need to discuss before we approve them?
I did not.
Okay. So I move that we approve the minutes from the 18th of November.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And now we get to talk about the budget.
And Sue will have you get started for us, okay?
Yep. So not much of a change since last time around. 2.4% decrease, but now we have a tax rate to look at. So as we talked about, BBA rate's not in here yet. We're waiting for BBA to give us a rate. I believe we're supposed to hear back from them by the end of next week. So we should have something in plenty of time for the January draft. I will tell you that I did just finish up the general budget. Oh my goodness. General budget and special ed budget for BRSU. So the special ed assessments, I had put an estimated 4% increase in this budget, not knowing sort of where they were going to land, but they actually look like it's going to be a little bit of a decrease because of your decline in enrollment. So it looks, I just looked at it real quick before I came and it's about $31,000. So that's, little over a penny on the tax rate. So that's something. We'll include that for you in the next draft. I am recommending that we do a little bit of a transfer from your surplus into your bus reserve. We do need to buy a new bus next year, and Derek
Again?
is. Well, we haven't bought it yet. We've known it was coming, and so
Okay.
next year is the year.
Okay.
And then Derek says we're probably going to replace the next bus the following year. You have two buses. And that's how we bought them last time. They're both about the same age, but one has more miles on it than the other. So I want to make sure you can buy both of these buses as well as plan for the next round of buses without having to increase that appropriation too much on an annual basis. So I've increased the appropriation to 35. I'm suggesting we transfer 50, and that should get us through this round of purchasing and then the next round of purchasing with some stability. Okay.
Mhm.
We would put that on the warning for the voters to approve a transfer. And long-term weighted average daily membership, we did expect that number to go down because of your decline in enrollment. Since it's using a 2-year average of ADM, we're going to probably see that number go down again next year, all things being equal. So it takes a couple of years for that number to sort of catch up, but that's the main driver for that number going down. But it didn't drop too much. We were at 327 this year, estimated to go down to 320 for next year. So we have your tax rate projection. It is a big hike, 11 cents, and obviously we expect that to go up once we get the BBA rate in the budget. But you also have a sizable surplus. And you have enough surplus anticipated this year to put towards next year to keep your tax rate stable, to not see that big hike. So I did include the chart that we usually share with the public, the historical tax rate, so you can sort of see what that looks like from last year to this year. Again, your CLA really, really dipping down there. I saw how low it was and I thought, gosh, are we the lowest in the state? But you're not. There's plenty of people around that 50 mark. So, yeah. So, and then the other thing Dean was just mentioning before we started, we were talking about the additional 15 kids that we typically include in your budget that maybe we don't do this time around simply because you don't necessarily anticipate seeing that big increase in kids, right? Because we're seeing that declining enrollment. So we don't have to talk about that anymore tonight, but we can talk about how many, if any, you want to include in the next draft.
So the 11-cent projected tax rate increase includes 15 extra kids?
It does.
So if we cut from 15 down to 5, that would be roughly 10 cents on the tax rate?
Roughly, yeah.
So that, I think we
Cover
should.
a big chunk of it.
Most of it. Not all of it, but most of it.
Right. Remember, that's a low ball number because we're going to see that BBA tuition.
So I'm wondering if we shouldn't do that, budget for 5 extra kids instead of 15 to get us closer to, a net not increase. And then if we decide that we want to use more out of the tax stabilization fund to buy it down, if it's a much bigger bump than we were expecting, we still have that reserve money. And if a bunch of kids show up we weren't expecting, we could use the reserve money. We could deficit spend and then use the reserve money next year to pay for it.
I also don't think there's enough housing for 15 families to move in. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't
have any reason
to
think we're going to get a big bump. No.
We're not getting a big bump for a variety of reasons, but there's not even, if you look at kind of real estate, I don't think there's 15 houses available in Winhall to buy.
Right.
So I don't think we can, I agree with you, Dean.
I mean, there's an argument for budgeting for 0 extra kids, but I think that
I think 5
is more. I think 5 is more responsible. Just 0 is kind of like just laying it all out there. I think we should at least budget for 5.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
And I think that just gets us closer to where we want to be. Plus, I mean, not that this has anything to do with anything, but considering everything that's going on tax rate wise in the state right now. It'd be nice to, not have to go to town meeting and explain 11 cents on the tax rate. That would be great. So just,
And also
I
with
think-
the assessment, I mean, with the reassessments of the homes and stuff that's coming, that's going to be another blow.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was going to
people.
ask that. Do you have a date in Winhall for your reappraisal?
it's happening right now.
Okay. All right.
I don't
That's
know
good.
when it will be
Good to know.
done, but they literally just came, they called two weeks ago to schedule us, and
They've already come to my house.
yeah, and we deferred, and we just sent them pictures, and we were like, here's pictures. Do whatever
Okay.
you want.
That's
Came
good.
in.
That's good for us to
Yeah.
know. Sue, can I ask you a question? I think I am feeling like there's something blatantly obvious that I'm missing here. On packet page 5, on line O, the CLA you've got for FY27, you have that at 53%.
Hmm?
And then on packet page 6, when I look at FY27 projected, I see the CLA at 75.71. Can you help me with why those are not the same?
Yeah, I should probably just change the title on it's tough to do because it's a change in the state formula, right? So last year they implemented what they're calling the statewide adjustment that went into law. So the yield is adjusted before it comes to us by the statewide adjustment, which is the average of all the CLAs. So right now it's estimated. That's that 70%. And then we further adjust the CLA by that statewide adjustment to get the CLA after statewide adjustment. It's the same exact tax. It results in the same tax rate as the formula prior to using the state adjustment because both the yield and the CLA are adjusted by the same number. So
Okay.
all it does is bring the district tax rate closer to the homestead tax rate.
I see.
It's-
Okay. So it's O and P that work together to give you Q, and line Q is the same as on packet page 6. Okay. That's exactly what I was just missing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay.
So I guess really Sue, are you finished with your presentation at this moment?
I am.
Okay. So as Sue said, we still have to update BBA's numbers. We are hearing you say, hey, when you bring the next version of the budget, let's take the 15 estimated new students and change that to 5. And then are you comfortable with the 50,000 into the bus reserve also that's recommended?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the other thing I'm hearing is that you'd like to keep the tax rate stable.
Yes.
So I think what we do is we use as much of the surplus anticipated from this year needed to keep the tax rate stable and ask the voters to transfer whatever balance there is into tax stabilization.
Okay.
I agree. It's just such a tough year financially with healthcare and all of that. I think anything we can do to help the community would be welcomed and appreciated.
Yeah.
And that's what it's there for, right? Like that's what that tax stabilization is there for. And you have surplus, you might as well give it back.
This feels like
Yeah.
the year where we really want to use it, right? We've had a lot of years where we've been conservative. We've used a little, we've used it a little bit, but not a lot. And I just think this is the year where whatever tools we have, we should use them because it's going to be tough for everybody.
Are you feeling like you want to take the tax rate even lower than where it was last year? I mean, if you look historically.
I mean, like in terms of what do we have, like 1.5 in the tax stabilization fund?
1.2.
The
1.2.
the question that I have is, given where this is all going, where we may or may not be an independent school board for long, what happens to our tax stabilization for our town if we're merged with the BRSU, or how does that work?
Well, we're already in the BRSU, so
No,
one
I
thing that
know,
would-
but what if I don't mean that, but what if we are eliminated as a school board?
well, we will be.
Right, correct.
You mean like
What
as
hap-
if the district no longer exists and merges with somebody else, what happens to the money that's in reserves?
Right. What happens to our money for our taxpayers in reserves as we move forward?
Usually we would work that out in the charter for the new merged district. It would be, we would decide what to do with that, and then that would be included in the charter.
Yeah, typically when you're merging districts, all of your assets and liabilities become, they transfer to the new district. So this is equity basically, and it would transfer to the new district. But
That's
that means,
great for the
means-
new district, but
Well-
maybe not as great for our taxpayers.
right. And so when we get to the point where we have a better understanding of exactly what it is that's coming down the pike and when it's going to happen, then you probably are going to want to talk about returning those funds to your voters in the next couple of budgets so that they are getting the benefit of the money that they saved, right? That's what we would recommend to you versus letting that money just roll into a new district. But it really depends on what's going to happen, right? And right now we don't know.
If we did have to merge, we'd have a long runway before it actually happened.
Right.
So like Sue
how
said,
long
we'd have
a
a couple of years. We'd have a couple of years to spend that money, most likely.
And
So anyway,
I was
sorry,
going
go
to
ahead.
say, Meredith, like, you're in a unique situation because if I just use Taconic and Green when they merged as an example, there were so many little districts, right? And every district had their money. And so when they operated schools, some of them would say, okay, we're going to take this money, we're going to invest it in our school in this way, right? One district bought down their tax rate super low as it could go. And then they had this protection for the next 5 years. Some had used some of the money, and then the rest of it went to the district. So every community sort of analyzes their situation and does what they can. Since you don't operate a school, you don't have a building to invest in, figuring out what is the money you have and what are your options as far as bringing down the tax rate for your community prior to a merger, which you'd probably have some level of protections potentially, is a good idea. I was going to say, I think that knowing what happened with the reappraisal for us, Sue, I'm thinking that, I think buying the tax rate down now to where it was before is reasonable. And then next year, once everything gets kind of all the reappraisals in and everything gets, we always have that year that's kind of wonky, then they may want to buy it down again that year. And then I guess my recommendation is, just because you're having the reappraisal now, I wouldn't go crazy with bringing the tax rate too far down. I'd wait and think about using it next year, potentially to help stabilize things.
I mean,
Okay.
if it was a situation where we were pretty close and it wouldn't cost much of the, if we could, spend $100,000 or $200,000 out of the tax stabilization fund just to keep the tax rate level, I think I'd be comfortable with that. But if it was, if we had to dip into $300,000 or $400,000 to do that, then I think we just eat a small increase. You know what I mean? I think to me, it's relative to how much out of the total fund we have to spend. I think that if we're close, it makes sense to buy it down so that it doesn't go up, because I think having the tax rate remain stable, it is a powerful, sends a good message to the community and to the voters. So if it doesn't cost us a lot proportionally to do that, I think it would be a big win for us if we could come back this year with a stable tax rate. But I don't want to spend, half or a quarter of the fund just to do that this year.
Well,
don't
I
think you're
think
gonna
we're
have-
going to spend it.
Yeah,
I think
pretty
we're going to wind
close.
up spending it when the reappraisal comes in because our tax rate, I have a faint feeling, is going to go.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
think
need
that's
it
when
next year.
we're going to really need it next year.
Yeah.
As long as we're all on the same page that probably next year is going to be a year that we're going to need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with, I don't know how much would it cost to keep a stable tax rate, Sue, or you got to work the numbers.
So it's right now, you need, where's my number? $241,000 in the budget that's presented as is, without the BBA rate, without any further adjustments. You have enough surplus for that. So that's why I'm saying, even with a BBA increase,
Okay.
we take 10 kids out. I feel like you're going to have, this surplus is going to be plenty to get you
Gotcha.
to a stable tax rate. And we could use more of this surplus
I
and
was
take it down
thinking-
even lower.
I was thinking we need the surplus plus.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. You're taking 10 kids out. You're gonna have a BBA increase, right? Like, so even if that offsets itself,
Right.
you still have plenty of surplus.
Okay.
So for this year, I mean, you're in a really good place. I think that, and I have not looked at this yet, but now knowing that you're reappraising, I'll take a look at what that might do. And you have that sort of middle ground year where they do a straight calculation, and then the following year where they actually have the new CLA, so the real CLA. So your tax rate is going to go down when that happens. The tax rate's going to plummet, and your tax bills are still going to go way up because your property values are going to be all over the place, right? And that's the hard part. It's having those conversations with the voters about, my taxes are going up so much, even though you're showing them a lower tax rate.
Right.
It's a tough year all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Randy and I have been through it.
So we definitely want to make sure we have money. We definitely want to be able to show them a lower tax rate that year.
Right.
That's what we're saying.
Right.
So we need to make sure
Yeah.
we save money for that. But okay, so I guess I was thinking we were going to need 10 less kids plus the surplus plus tax stabilization fund. So you're saying
No.
10 less kids plus some portion of the surplus gets us to even.
Mhm.
And then we might even have the option to spend the rest of the surplus to get it lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'd be curious to see where that shakes out. to.
Yeah. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
I'll show it to you when we get there.
Cool. All right. That sounds good to me. That sounds
That
like a
sounds
plan.
good. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
It is so funny. This is probably, I shouldn't say this since we're on GNAT right now, but like there's still a part of me that when I come to this part of the year, I have this almost like PTSD response to like 10 years ago, right? It's a funny feeling with your board, given how challenging it was, even though it really is pretty simple. That was a rough time. Okay.
No, I had
Um,
to face my back. Don't you remember? We all had to it was tough.
I know.
That was a really tough time. I agree.
And it's
Not good.
just so nice to be in a different space and having the tax stabilization money, being able to look down the road and be able to think strategically and intentionally about how to keep things stable. You guys have done a really, really nice job with that. Okay, so we've got a distribution. There's, not a ton that really relates to you per se, but you get some information in my report about some of the goings on, particularly in Taconic and Green, and some of the work that we're doing. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Okay. Amy is up for election, so Dean, do you want to reach out to her just to make sure
Yeah.
she knows she can connect
I'll
with
make sure she
Celeste
knows what
with
she
any
needs to do.
questions? Okay. She's the only one that the two of you get to continue on as is.
Go
no-
us.
Work plan,
9
nothing.
years.
I know. It's good. It's crazy. It's terrific. So Dean, I'll turn it over to you. I'm done with that section for my report. You can talk sort of through this legislative update and the documents that are in the rest of the packet. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot in there. There's the governor's letter. Well, actually, it's the tax commissioner's letter that the governor commissioned about what's going on with the tax rates, which is obviously a response to the task force's recommendations. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure there's a link to the task force's final report in there too, right, Randy?
Yeah,
Let me pull it
there.
up.
Yeah, if we were sticking that in there, I think it's.
I'm grabbing it right now.
Yeah, no, I don't know where it is. It was supposed to be in there, but I don't see it. We were going
It's
to.
available
Oh yeah,
online.
it is. It is. It's on packet page 22.
Okay,
the link.
perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, Meredith,
I'm
I
opening
don't
in the
know that you need
package.
to read the whole report from the task force, but I would definitely read the tax rate letter.
Okay.
It's pretty concise. I'm sure you already have.
Yeah.
We are kind of just waiting right now to see which direction things move in. Everyone's kind of getting ready for the next legislative session, and we're going to see where things go. So really no movement on anything since our last meeting.
Mhm.
There is a letter in here that I drafted, our response to Stratton reaching out to us. I'd like, if you look at it, Meredith, and it looks good to you, if you have any changes you want to make, we can change it.
What page is that, Dean?
That is packet page 28.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
So I'd like to send that to Stratton just so that we can acknowledge that we got their letter reaching out. There's an attachment that goes with it on packet page 29 and 30, which is basically a overview of what it means for them to join the BRSU, which is more or less what they're asking to do. So basically, I just laid out what we talked about, Meredith, at the last meeting about how, right now it's a little premature to actually start the merger process. If they want to voice to the legislature and the AOE, and I guess the task force is not really a factor anymore, but the legislature and the AOE, that they would like to, if mergers are to happen, that they'd like to merge with the BRSU. I don't think we have a problem with them stating that that's what they want to do. But I think at this point, we're not interested in starting anything until we have a clearer picture of where we're headed.
So it says, we feel we're important to clarify the established process, still ratified. Additionally, we want to be clear that any group of policy for Stratton that would mean functions such as budget, employing merger, we feel recent uncertainty regarding that we would hold up on it. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As there have been no tax rate benefits or operational gain in a merger, we feel it prudent to wait until necessary is confirmed by initiating the process. Yeah, that's exactly right. By the way, my name is Two Eyes, not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, look, I'm already vice chair. That was like foreboding, right?
That was preemptive.
That was like a
preemptive.
preemptive, I feel like it may happen.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, no, this is fine. Yeah, Dean, this is
Okay.
totally fine. This is yes, thank you for saying you want to be a part of the BRSU, continue with that process. We don't think it makes sense for us to merge before you continue that process at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There may
that's
be a time
exactly
for that,
what I
but
wanted to.
we're not there.
There's
Yeah.
just no benefit to us. So
Yeah.
we're not discouraging them from trying to be a part of the BRSU, but we do not feel like we need to support. We don't need to.
And if they do decide that's what they want to do, there's a procedure and there's expectations from them that they would have to agree to before we would even consider, before the BRSU, it's not even us, before the rest of the BRSU would even consider taking them on. They would have to agree to terms and conditions, right? Because, this, what we do here, where Sue comes in and gives us the budget and we talk about it, and then she goes back and, takes our requests and brings us another budget. They don't do that in Stratton. They do their own budget.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I think we're gracious and thank you for being flattered. Thank you.
Yeah, I just think it's important that we respond. So I'll fix the typo on your name.
Did they formally send you something? They did, right?
They sent it to the BRSU, yeah.
Okay. So
And
we
then
formally responded.
informally, I had a meeting with one of their members who just kind of showed up at my door one day and said, "Do you have a minute to talk?" So
Yeah. This is perfect, team. Thank you.
okay, good. As long as you're comfortable with it, I will get it out.
Yeah, I mean, it says exactly what I wanted it to say, which was like, thank you. We're flattered. And that's the end of the statement.
Yeah, but we need some time.
There is no, it was like, thank you.
We're not ready for a relationship right now.
Basically like, thank you for calling me pretty. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's how I read that. Okay.
Okay, good. That's all I've got for legislative update. Agenda items for next meeting.
This is
I don't have
it.
anything to put there.
Budget. Yeah, we don't have
Budget.
anything new, but the next meeting's on January 7th. It's a Wednesday because that week we've got meetings every night. Every night that week. So I apologize for that. But it
Don't
is.
apologize. You're the one doing all the hard work. Thanks.
That's fine.
Thanks, you guys.
Okay.
Is it all budget meetings for all the boards?
Everybody.
Yes. Yep.
BRSUs will be done next week, though.
Randy, they have really good steak in Chicago.
I just had some last night. That's
Okay, I just wanted you to know, like, in case you didn't know, like, really, really, like a really good beef.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you. All right.
So next meeting is on the 7th, and the motion to adjourn.
So moved. Or second.
All
You
in
would think
favor?
after 9 years I could figure it out, but it's still very confusing to me. I'm sorry.
Well,
I tried.
technically, I'm not supposed to make motions as the chair.
Oh,
But since there's
motion
only
to motion to
I'm changing the
adjourn.
rules.
And then who's
So,
going to second?
Steve moves, Meredith seconds, and all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
We did it.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah, have a nice holiday. And Meredith, I've been thinking about you on the college weight journey, so I hope that it's all going well.
Well, she's into St. Andrews for Joint Honors International Relations and English. We'll fingers crossed for this week for her ED. So we got an ED, we got an ED2, or
Yeah.
we're going to Scotland.
Good. That is awesome. It's always nice to just have that, like, know that you've got one good option.
Well, that was the thing. We got the one good option. And so she called me, she freaked out. She's like, am I going to go to school in Scotland? I was like, maybe. It seems like founded in 1410. Seems like a nice school to me.
Yeah.
Good enough for the future king of England. Like, go. Like,
That's
there.
terrific. Yeah. Well, good luck. I've been thinking about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye.